So hello and welcome back to Let's Play American Truck Simulator. If you remember in the previous episode, we came from, is it Kingman? I believe it was Kingman. We came from. So we're halfway down to Bakersfield, and then we're going to head over, probably in the next episode, over to San Fran, if we can. But yeah, leaving Barstow now, past Bakersfield, and then dropping off at Rail Export, which hopefully isn't a difficult park as usual, because we do have this bigger truck, remember, so that may get a little bit difficult. But if you can't remember, or you didn't watch the first episode, go and watch that now. But we're currently hauling this 53-ton lift truck, and we have got 19 hours to get it there, but we've only got 2 hours, or 2 and a bit hours until we need to rest. So if we don't get on the road pretty quick, this may be a little bit of an issue. So we're fully fueled up after last episode's stopover, and we can get back on the road. So we've just got to watch getting out here that we don't take the sign to Bakersfield with us. What have we hit? That post. Those posts are so annoying. The amount of times they've got in the way. Right, now the main sign is going to be a bit of an issue. I think I'm just going to have to go straight across that sort of dried out grass. Right, let's try and get out of here. Hopefully not damage the trailer by doing this, no. Right, is there a diff lock option? Let me just have a look, because I don't think I've assigned it. Diff lock V. Not exactly sure what difference that made, but it made some difference. And it doesn't tell me if it's on or off, so I've got no idea if I've turned it back off, but there you go. Oh my god, please wait there, please wait there, please wait there. Thank you. Right, and I think we can get back on the road. That was a bit of a poor start. So let's get it back onto the speed display, and let's see if we can turn on here. Bully my way on. I think I hit that coach. Oh well. And then we're turning back off here. It does look very dried up around here. It's a very deserty vibe going on. Let's turn back off. Bakersfield this way. That's what we want. But yeah, we are back in California, so we do have to watch our speed a little bit. So I am quite used to the 75 limits of Arizona, so 55 is going to be, well, it's going to take a bit of getting used to. But hopefully the truck would be a little bit quieter, because it would be lower in the RPMs. Oh, what's this? Speed limit 55, that's okay. I thought it was going down to 30 or something. Hang on, 40. What's that on the... Oh, I think that's where I was going to rest. So, that's fine. Let's just carry on. Let's soldier on, and hopefully we'll get there before we fall asleep at the wheel. Which would not be a good thing, because that has happened to me before. and I've just gone straight into a barrier or something, which doesn't exactly help. But I would sort of like maybe you get sort of injured in an accident, and then you have, or maybe like an AI gets injured and you have to pay sort of insurance and stuff to repair their car and everything. That would be cool, because instead of the sort of co-insurance that they call it in this game, when you repair your own truck, so if they damage you, it sort of works both ways. So that'd be cool. A bit like we're on a roller coaster now. Look at this, up and down, up and down. It's probably going to 10th now. So yeah, hopefully all of you are okay. I'm doing not too well. I'm not doing too bad actually. I'm trying to get all my videos planned out for the coming weeks, seeing what I should record, trying to get a schedule going. I think I'm just going to ignore the consoles for now. I do know that Gran Turismo Sport has got a release date. I believe it's the, I may be wrong, it's about the 18th of October for the UK anyway. So I am planning on doing something about that, because I have had a deposit on that game. I don't know, probably a year now I've had a deposit on that game for the amount of time it's been held back. But yeah, the 18th of October in quotation marks. It wouldn't surprise me if they delay it anymore. If so, I'm just going to say probably forget it now, because you can only delay a game so long before the hype goes away, if you see what I mean. Because if you keep on, well, it's been delayed almost a year now, so if you keep delaying it and delaying it and delaying it, people's expectation rises, and well, if the delay's worth it, obviously it'd be fine, but most of the time it usually isn't, and people are disappointed. So I think it's a bit like American Truck Simulator. If they held off and maybe did the map rescale and everything and delayed the release date, then I think people's expectations would have been even higher than what they were when this game was released in February last year. And I just don't, and the reception almost definitely would not have been, well, would have been much worse. I mean, when this game was launched, even people were moaning about it then, saying how the map scale was small and there wasn't much drivable area. But I just imagine if people had to wait even longer, I think it wouldn't have anywhere near the following as it does now, if you see what I mean. So yeah, Gran Turismo Sport better be good, basically, because I think I've talked about it before. My first ever sort of game or gaming experience was with Gran Turismo 4 on the PlayStation 2. So that's where my love of racing games, simulators, driving games all started. So it does mean quite a lot to me, Gran Turismo. So I am really looking forward to play it, but I don't know if I'm going to record videos or just going to play it myself. But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to see Gran Turismo sort of walkthroughs or anything? If so, please do tell me. That's pretty abandoned, if you ask me. I wouldn't rest my truck up there. So yeah, that's some other stuff that's coming. Obviously, then you've got Forza. I forgot what number it is now. Forza 7, something like that. I don't know if I'm going to get that. It just feels like there's so many racing games coming out recently, because then you've also got the Project Scorpio Xbox coming out. I am starting to think maybe I did waste my money buying an Xbox One last year on the Black Friday sales. I mean, I got a good deal for it. I got it for £130 pre-owned. But with Project Scorpio coming, and the fact that I'm not playing it very much at all, I haven't played it since don't know, probably December. So yeah, I don't know if to let that go. I really do not know what to do about that. But yeah, I just think with Project Cars 2, Gran Turismo Sport, if it's released, and what else we got? Well, we still got a Sata Corsair, and then maybe Forza 7. Yeah, it's just going to be too much, and I'm starting sort of A-levels and stuff next year, and even though it's only sort of 3 subjects, it's going to be sort of more in-depth basically than what I've just done, GCSE. So I probably will have more time on my hands, but there's just no way that I'm going to have time to record 4 racing games anyway. I mean, I only play a Sata Corsa at the minute, and just look how many videos of that I release, and I don't think it gets many views anyway. I released the Porsche GT3 sort of race I did on Sunday's video. Got about 50 views, but then you look at the Let's Plays in this series and it gets 80, 90, 100. So do people really want to see me playing racing games? I do really enjoy playing them. I mean, I play quite a bit of a Sata Corsa when I'm not recording. I really enjoy playing that and blasting up some of the roads, but I don't know, do people want to see it? Because I do love making them those videos. I do love making Euro Truck, American Truck videos and Firmless videos, but do people want to see me playing racing games? I hope so, but if people don't, it's a waste of my time sort of playing them, I guess, because I could be recording something else. And then that brings on to another point. If people don't want me to play racing games, do I sell my Xbox and forget about Forza 7 and Project Cars 2 recordings and Gran Turismo Sport recordings? I don't know. I don't know what to do. So please do put in the comments down below what your thoughts on that. I do really appreciate that, because if you do it anyway, it just helps me to shape the channel around the views, which I want to do, because I don't really want to be recording stuff that people don't want to see, obviously. So that'd be really helpful if you could put something in the comments section. Let's try and time these lights. Now I think the left turn one goes first, so possibly a bit too slow, but there you go. Now there's a merge up here, so hopefully we can get in. What's going on here? What's that cop car doing? Don't just sit there. Well, I think he let me in anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on the recording sort of front. Otherwise, nothing's really happening recently. Oh, another thing, my G27, I don't know if there's any way to fix this, but I feel like my wheel is sort of going out of calibration. Now, I had a G27 before, and a month into sort of ownership it broke and it did the same sort of thing, but I feel like this is happening, but just at a much slower rate. Now when my wheel is centre, like now it's centre, it's actually not doing it now, it's actually calibrated. But it's happening all the time where it isn't calibrated properly. Now obviously it calibrates every time it turns on, but it's just when the wheel's straight in game, it isn't aligned. So I don't know if it's sort of starting to break, or which I really hope it doesn't, because I don't want to spend another, what was it, £150 in the sale on a G920 or G29 or something. So this is fine. for what I need it for anyway. And I really don't want to upgrade it or anything. It's the G27, it's got all the buttons laid out really nicely. I mean, a lot of people think that the G29 has less buttons, but if you count them all up, the G29 and G27 have the same amount of buttons, but all the G29s are on the wheel and designed with all the sort of PlayStation sort of switch gear and everything. However, G27 is all universal, which I like. The G920 does have less buttons. I think it's only got about 15. The 27 and 29 have got 18, I believe. So I'll probably go for a G29 if I have to, but I don't want to. Obviously, all the motors are going to be better in there, and the force feedback and everything. But the G27, it's fine. It's really a really good wheel. And overall, I do think it's a bit of a better package than 29, because obviously the shifter comes with it, and it's not sold separately. I mean, the shifter for the G29 alone is £50, which, to have no buttons on it, I do feel is a little bit steep, and it's basically the same unit as the G29. I'm pretty sure it's not going to feel any different or anything. So now obviously another route that you can go down is sort of the Fanatec stuff and Thrustmaster, but they're usually a little bit more expensive, which I don't want to spend money on. I'd rather spend money on more monitors, a better setup and stuff like that, because really I just don't think I'd get the use out of it. I mean, if you spend £400 on a wheel, you'd have to do some serious racing, because you'd be playing online quite a lot, I think, to really get a use out of a £400 wheel. However, for Euro Truck and American Truck, you don't need the sharpest force feedback or the best sort of response time, because you're not steering like that all the time. So really the G27 is fine. Not to say that it's inaccurate, the G27. I mean, it's hardly any delay at all, and the force feedback is really rather good. But obviously the G29 and G920 are a step up from that, and even better. But for what I need, the G27 is pretty much perfect, and I just hope, fingers crossed, it doesn't break on me, else I'll be really sad. And I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I'd have to get one pretty sharpish, because I don't want to be recording with a keyboard, obviously. But again, I don't want to spend £250 on a G9 on a G29 when in a sale, maybe on Black Friday or something, it's 150. So if it has to go at some point, make it go near Black Friday or something, because then I don't have to spend £250 on a wheel. But we've made it. 20 minutes goes quite quick when I'm talking rubbish. I do hate parking here though. I really do with these heavy haul trailers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and then I'm not going to make that. I'm so used to my turning circle of my Kenny. What was that? Well, that is quite high, that concrete sort of pillar thing. Didn't see that. Thought I could get over that. Let's try and line this up as early as possible. lined up. Try and go over here, over here. Really don't want to reverse it, that's the thing. Yep, there we go. That'll do me. Beacons off. And unload. I mean, look at that skyline. Heave a weather mod. Just look at it. Excellent. Cool. 361 miles, 28 grand. Continue. So we're back on, well, back on pretty much 250,000, which is always a good place to be. Truck manager, driver manager. Okay. So Alicia, she's got 13 hours left. She brought in 5 grand. Josh, 5 grand, another 19 hours. He's stopped on rest, so that shouldn't be too long, because we've got to rest anyway. Empty pallets, 4 grand. Ella, 32 hours, 7 grand. No, that's good. But yeah, next episode, as I said, we should be heading up to San Fran. It shouldn't be that far now. 247 miles, so we could probably do that in an episode, really. Get over there. What I think I'm going to do is upgrade the San Fran garage, and then if we can, get another truck, but we shall see. But I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. If you did enjoy it, please do click the like, subscribe and all that rubbish, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.